Cheeky face, cheeky smile, cheeky chappy, cheeky hair. Hey, morning in the UK. Well, morning, it's midday in the UK. And I want to do a quick live on I think this one's important. If one person can relate or understand or receive value, because I receive value from what I'm going to share from other people telling me, then I know it's worthwhile making this video. And karmically speaking, I just want to I just want to air my thoughts on detachment. I want to air my thoughts on detachment. Being attached and being detached. Huge topic in duality. Because we're all attached to people that we love. And we're all attached to life. And we're all truly scared to die from this reality, even though we live infinite lives and we keep coming back here. Because we keep forgetting, I guess, and have the amnesia on each life. So, of course, we fear death. We fear the unknown. But if you can detach from people and ultimately your own life and your existence here, if you can learn to grow and to slowly detach, the more happier you're going to get. Attachment to people, I guess love, or whatever you want to call it. Attachment is so hard. So I'm just going to share my struggles, but actually things I'm learning about attachment to people. I call them unhealthy attachments, and how I'm detaching so I can really get back on my path. So basically, my first relationship, I think it's because it's my first, and we've broken up since on November 11th. It's been a while now. I've realised that I'm very attached still to my ex-partner, and it's taking away and draining my energy, and it's affecting my mission and my happiness, because the situation is we're no longer together, and yet there's this attachment still hanging around, which I'm getting better with. But I want to share with you something another of my good friends, when we met for the first time a few days ago, we're going to be lifelong friends now, she's going through the same thing with her ex-partner. The same thing as me. Attachment. And what I'm saying is attachment to people. What I'm saying is this. Attachment to people that aren't on your level of vibration. I'm not judging, but we're all at different levels of vibration here. Some people aren't meant for you long term because it's actually harming you, whether because they're in denial about who they are, or you're just a mismatch. So attachment to people that, when you've broken up with someone and you know that you're not good for each other, yet you're still attached. What's going on? Well, with me and my ex, the attachment is causing me pain. And the reason why I'm attached is because all I'm doing in my head since we broke up is focusing in on all the good that was in our relationship when we were together. Literally, that's why I'm attached. Why I've been mega attached, and why I'm starting to attach now, is because all I've been doing in my brain, which my friend made me realise, is I'm just thinking of I'm so stupid sometimes. All I'm doing is thinking of the good things in the relationship. But when I was in the relationship, I knew that it would never work long term, and we weren't good for each other for the long run. Some people are good to come into your life for brief moments in time. You can have fun, you could share experiences, but long term it's no good for you. So after we broke up, I was just thinking, and I think the problem is, and I bet you guys can relate, because I'm such an empath and highly sensitive, and I always think of the good in people, and I know you guys can relate. To the point, if someone's doing something bad, and there's loads of bad and good in a relationship or a friendship, my bias always goes towards overly thinking of the positive. This includes friendships too. It's because I've made my mind preset now that I'm kind of super positive. I don't mean completely delusionally positive. That's what makes me happy. I think of the positive things. So what I've been doing is, I've been thinking, since we broke up, of all the good things. Because in every relationship, even if you're not meant for each other long term, there's good and bad, isn't there? And I've been only thinking of the good stuff, which were amazing, and always will be. And they're great to think about, cherish memories. But I'd say it's an issue if you're attached to someone that you know is no good for you to think only what I've been doing. I know my other friends have been doing the same with their ex-partner. That's how I can relate this message to you and start learning and share. You're only thinking of the good stuff. In other words, you're imbalancing it. Because when I was with my partner, there was good, but there was a hella load of bad. Red flags that told me we weren't meant for each other. Red flags in terms of things that I was kind of putting up with, which I shouldn't really have been, but I was. Just outstandingly good and outstandingly bad memories. Just to tell me, no, this isn't going to work. And weirdly, without unconsciously, I'm just thinking only of the good stuff because it's my bias, because I'm a happy person, and because that's how I want to see people. I don't want to see people in a bad light. Ex-partners I want to be friends with, even if we have there's no spark there. But anyway, since I spoke to my other friend who's going through the same with her ex-partner, she's been doing the same. There's one way to fix this attachment to people that we know are no good for us. If you are attached, this is a great piece of advice. So I've been thinking too much on the good. Start focusing manually, because it doesn't come to me consciously, of all the bad shit. Harry, you, everyone, because there was bad shit. So I've been retraining my brain and practicing consciously the last few days. If I go into that stupid habit zone of, imagining all the good stuff again when I'm by myself, and like, oh yeah, all the good stuff. Now I'm going and I'm replaying my mind like a movie, and I've got them preset now because I've been thinking them a lot. All the bad stuff, because there's loads. There was loads of bad stuff, and that's really helping. And sometimes when I remember, even if the good memories with her don't come up, I'll just think of the bad stuff and I'll run through the bad stuff. Now, it doesn't mean now that I won't speak badly of her to other people. It doesn't mean that, but it means I need to heal from my attachment, and my attachment comes from being delusional and off balance, and only seeing now in my memories, now we split up, only the good memories of her, when in reality, I'm not in reality. The reality was, there was good in a relationship, but there was a hell of a load of bad that told me they weren't meant for each other. Does that make any sense? This is me sharing honestly, but I think you guys might find it useful, because I'm sure some of you have been attached to people that, even now, that they are no good for you. And what you're doing, basically, is you're delusionally only thinking of the good because you're such a kind person and empathetic, but that's harming you and leaving you attached, and it basically makes you miserable. How do I know? Because it's losing my power, this attachment. So now I'm manually... I mean, I'm doing well in the last few days with thinking of the bad things, but I can still see the good imbalancing just coming up all the time. There's a constant comparison going on in my brain. So every time something good pops in, I have to think of the bad stuff. I know that sounds mean, but because I was so warped over the good, I have to get back into balance and think of all the bad stuff. Because there was bad stuff. Loads of it. That's how I knew we weren't good for each other long term, if that makes any sense. Sophie. We don't always love them. We love the version ourselves. And oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. We love the version of ourselves in that relationship. Yeah, that's so true. I loved my ex-partner, how I felt being myself, or how I felt around her. Almost like my best self, I guess. That's complicated. I think you get into relationships because people can let you be your best self, your true self and your best self. And I definitely was very, I'm working on my divine masculine, but around her I felt a very divine masculine. I think she allowed it, because she could, I don't know, I was very, and so I was attached to this higher version of me that I felt, because I guess I feel incomplete somewhat. If we truly feel complete within ourselves, we wouldn't get attached to other people, would we? I mean, it's a complicated topic. Ultimately, you want to be coming from relationships to the point that you love yourself so much, you feel so amazing in your body, yeah. But yeah, I love this version of her, that I love being around because of how she made me feel more masculine, more divine, but really I should be working on, and I am, working on the divine within me. It's a complicated topic. Yes, oh Sharon, great point, we get romantic, and when you get romantic, it's when you get in that love phase. I'm not judging anything. When you get in that really love-dove honeymoon phase, it's funny how you'll only focus in on all the good things. In the honeymoon phase with a partner, a relationship, or not in a relationship, just seeing somebody, you'll think about all the good things. You'll see the red flags, or, not the red flags, the bad things. You'll put them in the brain, but you won't focus on them. You'll warp your brain, and that's okay, because it's love, and love feels amazing. You've got these love chemicals in it. Being in love is almost like a little... delusional? No, it's beautiful, but if you know what I mean, you're only focusing on because it's making you feel good. You're getting this love hormones, oxytocin. Oh, being in love, the love bubble, amazing, amazing feeling. But it's slightly delusional because you see the bad things even in a love phase. Say you know someone's not good for you, but you're in the love phase. I've been there. So you're in the love phase. You've got this delusional thing going on, and then so you see the bad things, but it's only when you start losing attraction, or one or two, you start losing attraction and it starts to go wrong. The things that were already there that you just forgot start coming up to the fore. So your focus changes from the bad to the good. But when you're in the love phase, or when you're still attached to someone you know is not good for you, you warp your brain to all the good. You skew it. And then it becomes unbalanced and not true. And almost delusional, like you said. I think romance maybe is delusional. I don't know. It's beautiful, though. I don't want to judge things. Love is amazing. Feeling in love hormones. They're beautiful. It's what keeps a species alive. Oh, the present moment's the hardest thing when you've broken up and you're heartbroken. You've lost a partner. Your partner's died. Someone you're in love with doesn't love you anymore, but you love them. It's super hard, isn't it? Basically, it's all about attachment. And at the crux, to leave you guys, the ultimate attachment, I feel, the ultimate work in our evolution is attachment to life itself and to the body and to this experience. What was it? I'm reading this book. It's really good. Dreaming Through Darkness, because I want to get into lucid dreaming this year a lot. By Charlie Morley. He's an expert. He's a British guy. He's an expert on. He's written 3 books. This is his second on lucid dreaming. I want to get into lucid dreaming because with lucid dreaming, you can, when you master this or practice it and start flying your dreams and consciously, you can really heal in your waking life. So this is the big reason why I want to. You'll see, and I really want to write a book on it. I will write a book on it, but I've got to master it and spend a good few years regularly lucid dreaming. Because it heals you in your waking life. If you're unconscious, you can face your fears, see your shadow, hug your shadow. It helps you in your waking life. Why am I saying this? Oh yeah, because this book's really good. It doesn't just talk about lucid dreaming. He's going all over the place in a way. And one of the things he talks about is death. The Buddhists say there's 3 stages of mastery of death. Or Tibetan Buddhism says death. And I can relate to them. I know the top 2 off the top of my head, and you guys can relate. Stage number 1, which most people out there never pass, is dying with regret. So, stage 1 of death that I feel the Buddhists reckon, and I resonate with, I know you resonate with, you have to master, is dying with no regret. That's stage 1. This is before you can get to fear of dying. You have to die with no regret. Let's be honest. There is a division between the red pill and the blue pill, insofar as normal people and us, insofar as all of them, like 90% of people, do you think that's an exaggeration? They're going to die with regret, not doing things, not seeing the world properly. They had a moment of awakening. Someone like you, tell them stuff, and then they give you the fluoride stare and they go back into their box. They die with regret, man. They stay in jobs they don't love. They don't make the money, the friends, the connections. They stay with low-vibe people. They do low-vibe things their entire lives. So, people are dying with regret. So the first stage in mastering death and our fear of attachment to our bodies, the first stage, according to this book, and it makes sense with me, is dying with no regrets. Now listen, I'm not perfect at all, but one thing I can say about myself at 34 years old now, if I was to die today, definitely I've passed stage 1, and that's already, and most probably you guys too. I've done my best. I've really chosen to take the red pill. I've got a little legacy going, my books and all these things that will live on past me. I can honestly say, if I died tomorrow, I've done everything I can at this moment in my journey. I'm going to do a hell of a lot more. There's going to be no regrets. Stage 1, die with no regret. Stage 2, past that, is to have no fear of death. But that's after you master the first one. So in other words, if you're like 90% of people dying with regrets, you can't get to the next stage, according to Tibetan Buddhism, of not being afraid of death. You're always going to be afraid of death if you're dying with regrets. Because you haven't lived your life properly. Does that make any sense? It makes sense to me. If you have regrets before you die, of course you're going to be afraid of dying. Because you wish you could go back in time and you wish you could not die. Because you haven't lived your life properly. Stage 1. And I know you all are doing it and you'll get there. No regrets. Live your life with no fucking regrets. Always do the right thing. And that means facing your fears, facing your shadow, getting triggered, getting traumatized, helping people, getting out of jobs you don't love, talking to people that have hurt you and trying to heal that. So stage 1, stage 2, where I'm at, I haven't mastered, but I will. I want to, if I don't die too soon. Fear of death, ego death. This is why psychedelics are really useful, in my opinion. You can work your way from micros to macros, don't rush it maybe, but build your tolerance up to these medicines so that you can experience dying before you die as practice. Dying before you die, you know, like, I don't know, 5-MeO-DMT, the frog one, taking a hit of that, dying before you die. Taking enough magic mushrooms, those hero doses, dying before you die. Same if you took enough LSD, dying before you die. Feeling death before you die is great practice. I feel like that's what we're here to do, and it's also dying before you die, before you actually die here, but you are dying. It's really going to help us in our growth. How can it not? Because I feel attachments at the basic level to people that are not good for you, for example, but at a deeper level to even your own life, hold you back from your highest potential. This is why I'm obsessed with it. With what I just told you. First of all, first stage, you have to get to a point in your life where you're going to, you know in your heart, tomorrow if you die, no regrets. Stage number 1. Stage number 2, die before you die. How to do that? Great way I'm going to do it. Go from micro to macro, psychedelics, keep living your life, doing all the health practices you do. Meditation, yoga, they all get you there. Psychedelics, though, will take you, especially take enough of it. Carefully, don't be stupid, you can get lost with that stuff. So, yeah, it'll take you to die before you die. And then that just means you're just a better version of yourself. Because if you die before you die, and you already know what death's like, we fear what we don't know. That's why people fear death. You fear what you don't know, the unknown. We all do. We've all been there. Fearing the unknown. Like, especially like if you're introverted, for example, and you have to go and meet new people. We fear the unknown. Oh man, we fear the unknown so much. The ultimate unknown is what does it feel like to physically die from my body? So train yourself to physically die from your body. For example, with psychedelics. Amazing. And then it frees you. So then you have one reference of, oh, I've been there. I actually died. My ego died. You know, I died before I died. Amazing. I think it's key. That's one thing everyone should do, I wish, for everyone in our communities, to really die before you die, many times over, so that when it comes to your death, as one of my favourite poems from Chief Tecumseh, it's a great poem, says, live your life so that no fear, when it comes to your time to die, no fear enters your heart. Something like that. It's a great poem by Chief Tecumseh. Look it up. God, I love that poem so much. Yeah, live your life so basically you have no regrets. And when it comes to die, that, you know, you don't cry or wish that your life would come over again. No regrets. It's amazing. To die before you die. Very beautiful. I've got it over the place, isn't it? I was talking about attachment, but actually it's linked. Because to be detached is the ultimate freedom. The elites, the people that control us, want you attached. They want to think they can control you, and they want you to think this is all there is. They want you to fear death. They want you to do life wrong. That's why they make psychedelics legal. They don't want you to die before you die. To realise we are infinite, and what is death? Because when you really die before you die, or die, that's the ultimate freedom. Because you then realise you are God, and there's no such thing as death, and it's all bullshit and illusionary. It's your highest potential. You know. Alright, I've gone all over the place as I do. I'll read your things quickly. Yes, Sharon, it's in the Bible, that's good. Yeah, good for you. OBDs, to out-of-body experiences teach you a lot about dying before you die, don't they? Astral projection, they're all linked. It's amazing stuff, truly. It frees you from trauma and being trapped in a body. Trauma, body, trapped. This is all there is. Life is all there is. I feel very sorry for atheists. Because atheists don't look at reality as it actually is. They just don't know. Oh, Bufo, yes, Brian, man. Yeah, amazing stuff. I can't wait to try it. I can't wait. My dream, I'm sure I'll get there, is to die many times before I die and to see how it affects my vibration and body feel and purpose that I'm on in my body. The more I die before I die, the more free you become. You want to be free from the chains of to love this life, but not to be attached to this life is the ultimate freedom. It's the attachment that holds you back, isn't it? To be non-attached, to be intentful, but to be free from the outcome of your actions. It's the ultimate freedom, innit? Have you heard of the YouTube? I haven't, no, I'll check it out, Brian, thanks. And thank you everyone for watching. I've gone over the place, but yeah, that was my lessons in attachment, detachment. Let's not warp ourselves into like delusions of non-realities when we're with people, and balance ourselves up to overcome attachment. Yeah, just attachment to life. It's beautiful. I understand why we get attached. And also to know that if you have been heartbroken and these attachments and things that we know are wrong, truly, I'll just say for me, as I'm going through them, I remind myself sometimes, and I keep forgetting, I need to find myself more. Everyone goes through the same things, the same suffering. Everyone's been heartbroken. Everyone's been too attached to someone. Everyone's been needy. Everyone's been hurt. Everyone's been too attached to their life and existence here. It's like part of the deal with life is we all go through the same shit. Different reference experiences, but the same level of suffering and the same pain. It's all the same. And that's encouraging to me. It's not unique to you. I mean, sometimes, yeah, we're all unique special snowflakes, as Tyler Durden would say. But, everyone goes through the same stuff. And that's enough to make me smile, to make us smile. Nothing's unique to you. It's part of the deal here. Part of the deal of the growth journey is suffering, so... yeah, God bless, and have a lovely day. Appreciate everyone for watching. Peace.